The Pusher Pass podcast is not meant for younger listeners. This is a mature podcast. We use salty language. You have been warned.
Killer pizza, awful people, fucking whores, yeah, church and steeple. I've been the one to stop the leak before it floods. I've been the one to push the barrel of the gun away. My name is Steph, I came to press on someone else's person. My name is POS, I cut these fuckers, I'm a surgeon. Ready to fuck them up, malpractice, fucker what? Knackered and peckish, yup, pants off like pucker up. All up in your trench, digging in your shit. While you sitting on the bench, I'm steady playing in the minutes. Yeah, living like a mensch, spitting on your shit. While you're trying to find it in, I've been making new beginnings. Yeah, facts can break your face and make you real. That can make these fakers pace and chill.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pusher Pass podcast. As always, I am Dave. To my left,
Jesse.
To my right, our special guest,
Chris. Hi.
Chris is our local pundit at our game store. He runs Guild Ball, and he's also our resident rocket scientist because he's a smart guy. But you wouldn't know it because he looks like a caveman.
It is. I'm quite. I'm glad that they don't hassle me at work over that. It's nice. You don't have to be clean cut to touch rockets.
But anyways, Chris is our local pundit at our store, and just recently we had a game tournament up there for the Guild Balls, even though Chris didn't run it.
Yeah, I asked somebody else to run it so I could play in one of the events for once. It was a nice change of pace. Ended up taking second. I punted right at the very end. My opponent Joe played a very good game with his butchers into my engineers, and right at the very end I made a mistake, and he was able to push velocity off the board with a counterattack for the win. I had the win locked up. I just needed to do like 3 or 4 activations, and I would have had it. But anyhow, it was a great event.
Yeah, I was playing Hunters with Falconers mixed in because they're legal now. Because there really wasn't a lot of reasons to go hardcore this tournament for me. But I was like, hey, I'll play them and figure them out. And figure them out, I didn't. You went pretty hard in the paint with engineers as usual.
I did, and I called my shot ahead of time. I told everybody at the event I would run the same 6 every round. It was Pin Vice, Velocity, Ratchet, Mother, Decimate, and Colossus. Never ran Hoist the whole event. I just said, you know what? I'm going to try to abuse Pin Vice, Decimate combo with Second Wind and just see what you can do about it. So
it's a strong play against butchers. I found that I really, really enjoy Compound.
Yeah.
You basically make a fort and say, come get some, and then Compound punches them in the face when they come over to you.
Yep.
He's super helpful. But yeah, I remember watching the tail end of that game and it going, the last actions, couple of them, where I'm just standing there and I'm like, I do not understand how we got to this point, but I see exactly what's going down, and I'm sitting here screaming internally, going, "Chris, activate Colossus first!"
Yeah. It was a situation where Colossus, Velocity, and Ratchet all had opportunities to push Meat Hook off the board, and given that Velocity seemed to be a low opportunity cost activation, I activated her first to start push dodging Meat Hook towards the edge of the board, and I just happened to dodge Velocity to within 2 inches of the edge of the board, and Meat Hook rolled lights out on her counterattack and pushed Velocity off the board on a counterattack for the win. So I certainly didn't rage, but I told my opponent that's exactly when you take a long shot right there, and you got it, and kudos to you.
Yeah, no, Joe's a good player. He knows his butchers inside and out. I don't think he owns another team.
He definitely does. I just don't know which.
I have no idea I have no idea what team he owns.
I think it was the Brewers.
Is it Brewers? Another fight team?
It might be another Brewers.
I don't think he plays ball. I think he just thought this was a war game and he just picked it up. I don't think he knows what balls are. But yeah, no, that tournament we had a decent turnout for it. At least we had 8 people.
Yeah, that was we're pretty consistent with our events at Recess. We tend to get 8 people for each event. Sometime I'd like to draw from a larger, maybe some of the folks up from Columbus and get a 16-person event, but Saturday was not that day.
No, well, with season 4 coming, if we can get like a big release event tournament, maybe have some prizes and make it happen. You're in charge. Make it happen.
I am. The season 4 release kit is kind of Cheon's. It's pretty bad. So
you don't want Lucky?
No, I don't want to use another box with 8 Luckies in it as prize support. I think it's 8 Luckies. Maybe it's 10. Whatever it is. There was a giant bag of them at Gen Con 2 years ago when we were there.
Yeah.
And,
I have 3 Luckies and I've never played in a release event.
Yeah.
They've fallen into my bag. Mm-hmm. And you know how many times I've used him? 0 times.
Well, you've also never actually brought those teams to the table.
No, but I every time I look at them, I'm like, wait, I don't need another one. I feel like I could field a team of Luckies pretty soon.
Lucky is in my bag because I pull him out whenever I want to show people how well Steamforge has done with the PVC models. Now I want to also keep a Minerva in my bag so I can show people how poorly Steamforge occasionally does with their quality control on the PVC models. To their credit, they've done some very good things with most of the kits. It's just the ones that have come up lately have been had some lousy results in it, but they're well aware of it, so they're slowing down their release schedule to get their suppliers in to rein them in. So more power to them. I expect things will be better in the future. And the game itself just keeps getting better, in my opinion. Models be damned, the game is good.
Yeah. No, I like the fact that all the models are... I'm the only one who thinks that one-piece models is nice. I don't know how many people have tried to put together their spindly fucking arms in those metal pieces. Some of those Union models can go fuck themselves. Mm-hmm. You ever try to put a Vitriol together? Her arms are like toothpicks.
Yeah. My Velocity, I basically broke her hips apart, reattached them, gave her a different stance, and shoved a giant peg up her rear to stick her on my base. Yeah. A lot of the models, like the sculpts, are super character, like very flavorful. Lots of interesting choices with them, but when it came down to actually how that breaks down into a model kit and how that comes together, those were a lot of them were very laborious to get together.
I think the kit boxes that they're releasing are nice because you got 6 guys that are all done. You can open up the boxes and play a game. Mm-hmm. You don't have to open the box, assemble the things for an hour, wait for them to dry. Like, they're at least, the PVC is color coded for like what their team is supposed to be looking like, at least. Like the hunters are green and the masons are blue. They're already kind of color coded. So at least when you put them out on the table, they don't just look like hunks of metal. And at least you can then play a game. You know, there's a lot of games where you like, this stuff looks great, and you open it up and it's sprues, and you're like, fuck, I can't play this game for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Not mad about that. And I like their new boxes. I mean, I like they're at least sturdy. They're not going to shatter because that cardboard's pretty sturdy, but I feel like I'm going to throw out a lot of boxes here pretty soon when they start releasing all the different 6-man kits. But otherwise, they're pretty nice. With that, I played Hunters with Falconers mixed in. One of the games I played both Matagi and Minerva in the list. I will say having 2 AoEs for Harriers, way better than 1. I don't know what I did wrong other than the fact that round 2 I played into Butchers and Joe was playing his good team. And
he did win the event.
He did win the event, and they were like, well, you know, Dave, if you win, then we don't play a 3rd round. And I'm like, well, I can't win this, so good luck. And they were like, you could have tried harder. I'm like, No, I tried as hard as I could. I can't win this turn.
I mean, Joe knows that team front and back, left and right. He knows what to do. Round 1, I played against him, and I kicked the ball way out there for him to try to get, and he's just like, no, I don't need that. I'm just going to come up and murder you. I'm going to murder Spigot every single turn.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. No, I didn't play Joe. No, Joe was the one who gave me shit.
Yeah,
I remember
you
that.
played me.
I played you, and I'm like, I'm not gonna beat Tryhard Chris with my rando team. Like
try hard with my slack ass called. Like I will be playing these 6 models.
It's your
Here
primary army, sir.
It's the team I know.
And
I don't know Pin Vice like I know Ballista.
Sure, but me playing fucking Theron garbage is not going to beat you. I can beat you with engineers. I can beat you with alchemists. I can even beat you with some weird-ass union. Fucking hunters. I don't know what I'm doing yet.
You'll get there, and they are good. But it's not super obvious.
Dear Season 4, give Hearn that second influence. Love everyone.
Perhaps.
I really, really do wish they would do that.
So
I was always like 1 to 2 short, and I'm realizing that it's A, Hearn doesn't have that influence. B, there is absolutely no way to get a turn 1 goal. And I know people are shouting, but Dave, you could get a turn 1 goal if you do this. And I'm like, well, I'm not good enough, and also that model doesn't exist. So they have no striker that can go retrieve the ball.
Yeah.
The only way I've been able to score goals with the hunters is to kill 2 models and then use the open space to get the goal.
Just plow your way through.
Yeah, it's literally just a plow your way through technique. Like eventually, if you just chop your way down through the forest, eventually Hearn will accidentally get a goal. He'll pop into a bush and then be like, "Whoosh! I'm now in tap-in range."
Yeah. I'm gonna tap this in. I'm just gonna spear this and place it on the goal.
That's pretty much what he does, because I've tried to play Skatha, and in my opinion, in current Season 3, she's trash. She doesn't goal score, and she doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, she's too slow and too easy to shut down. Wonder if they'll ever change that.
I wonder. I think there was an article today that specifically changed her.
Yes, there was.
So,
is that are we finished with tournament talk?
Yeah, let's go into that. So there's some new previews that have come by. We have Skatha. We have
Sledge and Anvil,
which got changed.
The Rat Catchers.
The whole Rat Catchers tweak. Scalpel, which got tweaked a bit.
Salvo.
New Salvo. As an Engineers player, new Salvo.
And extra medium Snakeskin.
Yeah, Snake. Look, I tried to play Snakeskin like once upon a time. She's not bad. She's just not good.
She's not good enough to stand out from the rest of what the Union does.
Yeah, and they took away her Shadow-like at the beginning of the turn. So it's like, you took that away and you also did not increase her goal threat range when she's a winger. She's supposed to score goals.
They gave her, they did increase her goal threat range. They gave her, the best play. What is it? The 4-inch dodge for 1.
Where'd they go?
Where did they go? That's that's a very strong play. Overall, I'm not. She's kind of a very medium striker, just fine. She's not bad at striking, but she's not.
But when would you take her over? Unless Mist is going to get the kick in the dick, when would you take her over Mist?
Well, as you said, we don't really know what's going on. And it might be the situation of why not both, right?
Sure.
Like that might be the new situation. Snakeskin used to be about protecting the ball, and that's when you would take her. Now, I'm not really sure. Does have some... They gave her a little bit of momentous damage so she can mix it up. Let me
because she does still have Venomous Strike.
Thank you. This is Nimble. Where did they go?
I personally was hoping that they would just remove all the Nimbles from the game and just increase defenses.
For the models that start at Defense 4, that might make sense. The models that start at Defense 5, that's... Nobody's going up to 6. But Snakeskin does have... Oh, but actually she's kind of a hard counter into Engineers because she's +1 defense against male models.
Does not
charmed
matter.
male.
Voice does not give a shit.
No, but Ballista
Does have a dick still.
Now, this is not the place for that.
It's just weird, kind of weird foreshadowing, Dave.
What? Ballista has... I mean, unless Ballista 2 comes out and he's no longer got his lower half. Anything to make him quicker with those little stubby legs.
Yeah, Ballista and his stubby legs. So, Snakeskin kind of hard counters Ballista and a lot of other engineer abilities because she's got beautiful, so they've got -5 range
She
with
does
targeting
directly counter Salvo.
Yeah, like any ranged character plays, she's strong against that. And she's charmed male, so she's a 5-0 against male models and can go to 6-0 with nimble. So I'd say if you know that your opponent's team is going to be full of dude bros, she might be quite a good model to take. Beyond that...
She could be good in the Blackheart team. Definitely.
Yeah, so I think she's going to be a kind of a selective counterplay model and not like an auto-include type of model. So it actually makes for a more interesting game with her. That's all I've got to say on Snakeskin.
How do you feel, Jesse?
I have no feelings either way.
I don't even know if you've ever seen her played.
I've never seen her on the field, no.
That makes sense.
I've only seen her as a proxy of another model.
I have proxied her several times in the past couple of weeks because I didn't have my Spigot yet.
Yeah, Season Spigot is something special.
Season Spigot is dumb.
Yeah, he's going away for your Union team, so don't get too used to having him.
I didn't even play him on the Union. I played the church.
Oh, yeah, you played the church.
I played the church, but instead of playing Pride, I played Coin.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is far superior to Pride.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose them.
God, I wish I didn't.
We'll see what happens. I don't really think that Pride makes a lot of sense in the church team, but we'll see how it goes and what the team ends up looking like as the new season comes in. Because if you think about it, the church team, for the most part, is all about moving the ball around. And if your opponent is getting close to your goal, you kind of want them to kick a goal so you can make the ball live again, as opposed to have your goalie take it and sit on it. When Brisket herself doesn't have the ball or Miss doesn't have the ball near her, Brisket's just kind of twiddling her thumbs.
You're not wrong. That part of the game, I was sitting there going, well, if Brisket can't get the ball... That was the thing. And I played against Joe on Thursday with his Butchers again. I played him with Union, and I sitting there going, well, this is going to be a exercise in futility, because that ball went everywhere but in play. Unless I was literally holding the ball, and then the next action, it went in the goal, he did everything to keep the ball... Everything to keep the... I mean, the ball was in the bottom corner of my side of the field. Brisket had to teleport into my side of the field, dodge around Boar, and then kick the ball literally off the field so it could be dropped in the middle of the field again. Because there was no way I was going to get it otherwise. Kushank was doing the long haul along the board edge.
Right? See, it was better for you to kick the ball off the board where your opponent might be closer to grabbing it and scoring than for them to have it in the back where you can't touch it and they can't touch it.
It was rough. It was rough going. I lost 4 models. I did find that move won me the game, kicking it back into the center. But it was still one of those things where I can do nothing to stop him from killing my models every turn. I have to get these goals. Yeah. Thank God I didn't miss any, actually.
So after Snakeskin came Salvo, right?
Snakeskin, Salvo.
Yep.
Salvo has, I think, a similar playbook to what he used to have.
I mean, if the rest of the engineers didn't change, I'll certainly take Salvo pretty often. Because Salvo got... one of the best things about Salvo that might have snuck under most people's radar is that... what is it? Not Savage Strikes. Swift Strikes. Swift Strikes went to a 2-inch dodge rather than a 1-inch dodge.
That's a huge deal.
That is a huge deal. So he can, he could jog up, shoot somebody in the face for 2 damage, knock them down, and dodge 2 inches backward.
Pretty good.
Right? All of his damage results on his playbook now also become a 2-inch dodge.
Which means that on his playbook... He does have Dear Salvo.
And they did upgrade his playbook too.
Yep, so he's got a 1 damage on 1, which can be 1 damage double dodge, or he can take a momentous single dodge on 1. 2 is also a momentous double dodge.
Yeah. Yeah, they left all of his
playbook is way better.
Well, they left all of his tackle, dodge, and double dodge results in the same place, like all of his momentous stuff in the same place. They gave him a 2 damage on 3, which is significantly better than it seems, because used to be you could only get 2 damage if you got all the way to his 5 column, and that's not happening very often with a TAC 5 model. Mm-hmm. So now he's got a 2 damage on a 3, so he can mix it up a little bit, because normally when I play my engineers, the captain is doing some killing, but the captain really needs an assist from somebody else to just do a little more damage in melee combat. Now, of course, he's always contributing with the ranged character plays. Now... arrow to the knee isn't once per turn anymore, so he can get up there and just start gimping the other team. Mm-hmm. Like, you kick off, and you could potentially kick off with Salvo, give him 4 influence, and he could arrow to the knee 3 people and then jog backward, maybe, depending on how close they got. Because each time he does the damage with arrow to the knee, he can make a 2-inch dodge. And he can do it twice and then buy it once with his heroic, which he didn't change with that heroic.
I mean,
but
he's got 5 tack, and his tackle is momentous on 2.
Yeah,
he's got kickoff pressure.
Yeah,
in the same way that most people do. If they don't go get the ball, he can tether ball, run, and kick a goal on the first turn. If they don't actively try to get the ball, it's pretty. Also, he can take the ball, and he has dodges and push dodges on 1 through 4, which he's going to activate.
Well, one of the other things that he can do pretty well, say they give the ball to a model that's got low defense but close control, like Iron. Say they dish the ball to Iron. Well, Salvo can... use Floored Bolt to knock Iron down. The ball scatters. Salvo can potentially pick it up with Tether Ball, sprint, and score a goal. Those are all... I think there's enough influence for that. He might need 1 extra momentum, but with his ability to buy a character play for a momentum, he might be able to get that all done as the kickoff model. Maybe he needs Ballista nearby for the momentous
He needs the momentous aura, but he still has a lot of potential.
Yeah. So, anyhow, he's certainly...
If I could draft this model into Alchemists, my God.
Yeah. That Floored Bolt is going to do so much extra work, and I like that they added it, and Steamforged in the article where they tell us about the change to Salvo, even tell us they gave us a second source of ranged knockdown in engineers because of the change to the kickoff team gets momentum now. So they said, well...
Which is a great change.
Yeah, I had always said, with that, I'm not going to complain, but that is, when the kickoff team gets a momentum, that was a small effective nerf to the engineers, because then the engineers aren't able to control the pace of the game as well, because you can't knock somebody down and leave them in the middle of nowhere with Ballista anymore. But now that they added a second source of knockdown, it's still possible to control the game in that way. So, that was pretty interesting. After Salvo was Granite...
all those Granite lovers and Masons.
Granite got so many toys, and she's still a head scratcher to me on what to use her for or why.
I don't know what she does.
Well,
I really don't. She no longer has the free jog, but her movement's better. So Tar Pit essentially got renamed.
Yeah.
Gut and String got nerfed.
A little bit.
Her playbook is the same.
Yeah.
She has an extra defense, which is now just baked into what one of her old plays was.
She got the biggest buff you can give a model, in which her melee zone went to 2 inches from 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. what's she doing when she gets there, though? I guess she's knocking you down.
I mean,
she's knocking you down. She's pushing you. Is she a tough-hide model? She is not. She's sturdy, but not tough-hide.
She can't
cut her up real well.
She avoids a knockover. She lost health. She
did. She got better defense, or at least, it used to be she could get up to 3 defense with by being engaged with other models, and they decided to just give it to her and not make it conditional anymore.
She does have close ranks, which is when she's crowding out, they suffer an extra -1.
That's nice. That's similar to that's similar to what. I think that's the other version of what Grange used to do. Yeah, because Grange used to crowd out for 2. Maybe it was the same thing. I forget. We'll talk about Grange another time.
but I think she's obviously better. I don't know, how the gut and string changes are going to affect the game. I personally appreciate being able to move my models because gut and string was annoying.
She's a case of a model where they absolutely made her better. Like, absolutely. Increased her speed, gave her 2-inch melee, changed her conditional things to be always there, kept the flavor the same. Thing is, there are so many models in the Masons that are just pants on head crazy good that, I don't know the situations in which Granite is the right take. I'm sure there'll be ones. People who really go in the tank and know Masons well will tell me better, but looking at it from the outside and thinking about what I face on the board and what people bring.
She's a great defensive player. I mean, obviously she's a defensive midfielder, I believe. You definitely can't get... If she's got Tar Pit or whatever it is, Broken Earth now, if you're trying to come into her, it's not very easy. She's definitely not going to... She's got a decent counterattack because she's got a knockdown on 2. She's got things to do.
She's got a decent got a decent counterattack, but why are you attacking her in the first place? Like, what is she threatening on the board?
I don't
Other
know.
than the fact that her health pool takes you up 2 points. Like, what is she doing on the board that you need to eliminate her? I guess if she gets in the mix and starts getting gut and string on all my models, I'd be annoyed. But... looking at it from my engineer perspective, I'm sitting here thinking I'm going to be able to hit her with a couple character plays from range with that low defense. And once she's at 15 health, Ballista would 1-round her with no buffs. So from there, now, other teams are different, but in her case, she's, so is she projecting a threat? I'm not sure what it is yet. Somebody will tell me, I'm sure.
I guess. She's better. I don't know. I can't remember if Jasper said she was good for a reason who plays Masons. Jesse, does figure make you want to play her in Masons anymore? I mean, you play Masons, but I mean, does this model like scream, yeah, I'm gonna take her over Tower?
Not really, no. I mean, it really
That's what it is, right?
Basically, what it comes down to is we see one piece of the puzzle. We need to see the rest of it to see how things fit.
I don't see how she flexes in at this point. Like,
at this point, based on the somewhat changes she has, she's more useful. How useful she is, though, it remains to be seen.
I mean, unless Tower and Mallet just get kicked in the junk, like, I don't see how she comes towards
if
the front of
even,
the
right?
world. Yeah.
Like, I mean, most of the time, people are dropping Brick in for the defensive tech that...
He's got counter charge, 2-inch melee, knockdowns.
Because he gets stuff done and you don't have to fuel him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
She needs all
in
the
her
juice.
case, you got to give her some juice to start wrecking up the middle of the board. So, I don't know.
Well, let's move on. We beat our drum about
the next day we saw Anvil and Sledge, and oh boy, was that a day. because Sledge, remember last year when everybody saw Sledge's card and said, oh my god, he's got Momentous 7 on his playbook. He's the most broken model ever, and then nobody really played him because Anvil straight up sucked. It's like, Sledge is fine. Like, Sledge was fine. Most of the times you would take him because you wanted a model with 2-inch melee that could tackle on 1. Like, that was his best thing, and sometimes he could beat. So,
hey, but in season 4, he's got +1 hit point.
Also,
he does Momentous 8.
They gave him better everything. Momentous 2 on 1, Momentous 4 on 3, Momentous 6 on 5, Momentous 8 on 7. Here's the crazy thing, okay?
He no longer knocks back. But
no, he knocks down!
Yeah.
Forget knock back, knock down! Like, every aspect of this dude is nuts now.
The Blacksmiths finally have somebody that can fight.
Yeah.
He fights pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fights pretty well. He's probably going to get to that Momentous 4 a decent amount of times.
Yeah.
Well, you can get there automatically with his character play Pile Driver, because 3 net hits means even if you roll 0 hits on your dice, you get plus 3 net hits. You just take the Momentous 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
No, he's got some. I could definitely see a damage dealing team with him and new chick.
Yeah.
New girl.
Veteran Chisel.
Or
Veteran Cinder. Veteran Chisel was the last team we talked about.
Yeah, but Veteran Cinder could definitely deal some damage because she's got the sweeping charge.
Yeah, I mean, right now the biggest killer on the Blacksmiths has been Iron, just because Iron's tax 6 with Momentous 2 on 2. Right?
So if you take who's her play? That's
Iron and Ferrite.
Iron and Ferrite, Sledge and Anvil, Cinder, and what's his name?
Cinder would go with Furnace, who is the model that in the current version of the team has tooled up.
Yes.
So
that would probably be the right take.
If that stays the same, Momentous 3 on 1.
But if you take that team, your only real striker is your captain. If you take that team,
yeah,
you're
trying to fight. Then you don't.
Yeah, and the rest of the models aren't bad at kicking. Like Sledge is a 3-6 kick with a 5-7 move. Like that's pretty good.
I definitely like the changes they made to Anvil.
Their whole team is good at kicking, so you can't go wrong with getting the ball around and whatnot. Yeah, the changes to Anvil, what they do, they moved his singled out
is closer, and it's still Momentous.
Yep.
They moved his tackle up. They shortened his playbook.
Playbook and moved his 3 damage to 5 and brought his 2 down to.
They also made him faster by a point.
Yep, faster. That's the biggest, most important thing.
Yeah.
They made him faster. They gave him 3 more hit points, which is big on a tough hide model.
He's fucking tough.
Yeah. And his legendary now gives Stoic in addition to what it used to do.
It used to give. So if he was the captain, he would give other models tough hide. Now they gain tough hide and Stoic, which is pretty good. He's really good. This pair got way better. As a bunch of models that didn't get taken pretty much after release, they're pretty good now. If they change a couple more models to be a little more fighty, Blacksmiths could become an incredibly they were pretty good, but they might be so flexible it might be almost impossible to figure out what they're going to do.
Well, that's where you as you're watching your opponent pick their team, you're like, oh, this is the way it's changing. This is the way it's changing. As I look at this pair, so now Sledge might hit hard enough that you can justify taking him and just not bring Anvil. Because while +3 net hits for free is nice, you can... if you could get in a more versatile master, the Granny, maybe. If you take the Granny, and if you're already taken... I guess you're just not constrained to taking him with his associated master is what I'm trying to say. So maybe you've got Ferrite and Iron. You could take Ferrite, Iron, Granny, and Assassin's Creed, Alloy. Then maybe Sledge, and who would go in there?
Furnace?
Maybe Grace Jones. What's her name?
Ferrite.
No. She's a Ferris, like a farrier. So, Ferris.
Croquet ball?
Yeah, so she's good. Sometimes just giving people extra speed and being fast yourself is better than support hits. So we'll see. Like Sledge being that much of a beater just makes dropping him in your list a lot more flexible, and you really don't necessarily need the Master Apprentice matchup.
No.
So,
but let's continue.
Yeah.
We have Plowman, who does different things now.
Much different things.
I almost never saw him played up at the shop, so I didn't even know he existed before. Now he does. So he used to furrow to put a rough ground down. He still does that. He used to defend the ground, which he does not do. They also...
is just so much more influence efficient himself.
Yeah.
They changed a couple of things on his playbook. They changed some of his stat line. He's got an extra armor built in now. Let's see what the back of his card changed.
I mean, one of the bigger things on the front of his card is that he's got a 2 damage on 1, which they said is the feature of Farmer. One of the features of Farmers is that all their models have 2 damage on 1 hit. The Planters have non-momentous 2, and the Reapers have momentous 2.
Okay.
So, like, that's a thing that'll keep them... Because the thing was, when you had to have a non-momentous 1-on-1, or when you had to have a 1 damage on 1, it really made it so you dilute everyone's playbook. So now, maybe you want... now they just do super consistent damage across the board on Farmers. One of the things that I noticed about him is he's quite good at controlling the board. Like, he'll break up a scrum, he'll make a scrum because he's got momentous double pushes and momentous pushes. And he's so much more influence efficient because now he can drop a harvest marker for free, and when he drops it within his double aura, he gets to add a second harvest marker. I think a lot of the reason they did this change is because, as presented in Season 3, Box 2 of Farmers by itself was, like, nigh unplayable. Like, you could put models on the board, and they would do the things of the game, but you were tripping over yourself because you were starved for influence and harvest markers in that 6-person box. Whereas now, giving him the ability to place 2 on his own, whereas before it was he got to place none. It's a lot nicer. I think that's really what's going on.
Yeah, and
with him.
they baked his armor in all the time. He no longer has to be in the box to get Mud Concealer. Which is good. Which means Chaska might get buffed. Chaska becomes a 2 armor now, buddy.
Oh, is he? He is a 3-1 up to 3-2, and then he can make himself a 3-3. Oh, Chaska.
Those stealth Chaska buffs, baby.
We'll see. We'll see if that happens with getting rid of Mud Concealer.
Because once per turn.
Fuck you. It's got 2 barrels.
Yeah,
because it gives you the knockback because he hits both of them at once.
Shut up. Shut up.
I love Chaska, but he's just... Oh, you need to get momentum, and he is the suck when you're not getting momentum. I almost think his boombox is better for the 4-inch push than it is for the 4 damage. Sure. And it's just fucking cool, right?
A shotgun.
He's a hobo with a shotgun. He's got Mud Concealer. He's the king of whatever trash heap that you put him over because he's got light-footed and he gets extra armor for being in the beer can for it. but he's got problems.
I need to change his base now.
Now I'm picturing Rutger Hauer as one of the hunters.
I just imagine Chaska screaming something about recognizing your authority in Fort Kickass.
Amazing.
Ugh.
Oh, Plowman.
Plowman. He's
Plowman.
fine.
I don't know what else to say about you.
He's fine.
Scalpel came next, and I've always wanted to play her, and this gives me a lot better reason.
She's better? No, I don't. I've seen her twice in my life, and I've never played against her.
Personally, I think she's way better. So, they changed so many things about her. She no longer has the one insane turn. Because it used to be like every turn was medium and then one was insane. Now they're making it so like every turn is 80 to 90% of the insane level that her one insane turn used to be. They give her, every time she does damage to somebody, she gets to push somebody 2 inches. Mm-hmm. And it could be herself that she pushes 2 inches. It could be an enemy model. It could be a friendly model. So it's like that much movement hack has to be good. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how. Like, just when you have the ability to move models that far, she's gonna do good things.
She definitely can. Like, I've just been kind of wrapping my brain around how that all works.
Yeah.
It could be she could ridiculously make like a scrum open up that she can then walk through, get a goal, or just like completely isolate a model. Like all the job that you did to knock down, single out, crowd out a model that you're going to then murderize. She goes, guess what? Now those people are gone.
Well, she can essentially move.
She can move almost anybody.
Yeah, she can move almost anybody. Like, even if somebody's stoic, she can push them once with her ability and then once with her character play, Spirit Bomb, which I'm so considering putting Saiyan hair on her. Or do I just shave off the braids and make her bald like Krillin? I don't know. I gotta figure something out.
There are so many dumb puns.
There are.
To be made here.
I appreciate Steamforge's effort in entertaining the stupid things that we care about. So most of her stat line was unchanged. Her playbook, they cleaned it, they simplified it. It looks a lot more boring, but it's because every time she does damage off that playbook, she's pushing somebody.
Yep.
And face the fact that she can push any enemy model 4 inches because she can do a 2-inch push with Spirit Bomb and 2 inches off of her
voodoo strings.
Yeah, her voodoo strings, which, I mean, that's just a free thing, right? It's a trait, not a play.
It's a trait.
Yeah.
Her heroic play is still unnatural stamina.
So she can... She can unnatural stamina for a Spirit Bomb.
Yes.
It's no longer just second wind. It's just you can just get a free thing. You can free Spirit Bomb yourself. You can still free Second Wind if you want. But the free Spirit Bomb after attacking once means a whole lot because you can push a whole lot of guys.
And
also, I'd like to point out stealth nerf to Second Wind right there.
Yeah, depending on where you look at it from. If you were using Second Wind to abuse somebody's speed and do a yo-yo game...
Like Pin Vice?
Yeah, like Pin Vice, or like I've seen people do with Filet. I've seen... the Filet yo-yo is super strong.
Fuck her. Fuck her.
I mean, also on Masons, right?
Mason,
a lot of people...
Mason's really good.
Yeah, like a lot of their tech originally was... in Season 2, the real Mason tech was the double activation with the double yo-yo because Second Wind worked on each of those.
God almighty.
Yeah. The real good stuff.
Is that free 2 goals, essentially?
No, it was usually... There were lots of ways to do it. It was usually Chisel going nuts and beating your face and walking away. But anyhow, so they made it a 4-inch dodge instead of a...
Dodge is better than a move because you don't have to get knocked down when you walk away.
Yeah. I mean, this is a buff for Ballista's Second Wind. If Ballista keeps Second Wind, because he was only jogging 5 inches, so now
he
he's
wasn't
dodging
going that
4.
far. But I mean, a free 4-inch dodge, not terrible. I'm not going to be mad about it. The nice thing is it now costs.
It costs only 1.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
The fact that it costs 1 instead of 2 is huge on Ballista's actual activation.
Yes.
Because that means you can do a lot of different things. A whole lot of different things.
Yeah.
Wow, that opens up all the possibilities of Ballista. Holy crap.
But
all these are engineer buffs.
Yeah. So many engineer buffs on Scalpel's card. I just can't get over it. I'd say the one thing we didn't go over on her card that I thought is good, her 2 damage on 3 hits becomes momentous.
Yep.
It used to be you had to get to her 4 column to get a momentous 2, and I personally think that's a pretty big change because with Tac 7 and Anatomical Precision, she always gets 3 hits.
She doesn't have that.
No, she does.
Are you
she
sure?
definitely has
Yes.
Anatomic. Yeah,
On the back of her
it's on the
card.
back of her card, which is towards this.
Oh,
yeah.
she does.
Yeah,
Well, how about that?
she's always getting to 3 hits.
Shows you how much
It's
I've
just-
seen her play.
It's just, because recall, every time you play against somebody with Scalpel, they do the momentous 1 damage push dodge surf all over the place. They usually tool her up, so it's a momentous 2
But she lost
push
slippery,
dodge.
guys.
So, she doesn't need it because she stabs you and pushes herself 2 inches. She's good. I want to play her so bad. I can't say much else about her.
Let's go on to the rat catchers.
Yeah.
tweaks. I didn't even really read this that much. So
Okay.
Piper is
I
better,
did.
I guess.
Yeah, they cheapened his Pay the Piper aura because nobody was using it because it kind of...
Blows ass.
Well, you can trigger it off his playbook, but it's hard. TAC 5 model, 3 column, no way.
Not happening.
Yeah, when you had to pay 2 for it, it's just not what you wanted to be doing with Piper because you either wanted to be pushing people like crazy. You either wanted to be pushing people like crazy or getting a goal with Reverie. Like, those are the 2 things you're trying to do every Piper activation. And every Piper activation is good. He just does things. He's got all kinds of free pushes, but the biggest change is, I really think those were the only change. Oh, they also made him a 4-6 instead of a 3-6 kick.
Sure.
So now,
Better for him.
yeah, makes Reverie so much more reliable. That and the change to tap in passing, like it's far more often that he's going to be able to do his shtick, dish the ball off to a friendly, get a goal. So that was tight.
Skulk.
Yeah,
Skulk, who was already good, getting better.
They do
He
tell
gained an
us.
extra kick die from 2 to 3. They moved his knockdown result from 6 to 4. Oh boy.
they moved his knockdown result because, before he never gets that result.
No.
True.
Even on a parting strike, it's like people would just walk away. So long as you're not holding the ball, you don't care. You walk away from him because he's not going to do you dirty. He's just going to hit you for like a damage.
He also lost goal rats.
He lost goal rats, which was the
Rest
most
in peace.
confounding.
Yep.
It's like if your opponent kicks a goal but misses,
If the ball is within 6 inches of the goalpost.
you can give it to a player that's within 6 inches.
Yeah.
It's almost Flykeeper, but
It's-
fuck you, it's worded bad.
It's, if A and
It's a
B
smelly-
equals
it's a-
C, then you make it D.
It's a smelly fly keeper.
Yeah. I really appreciate
So
I really appreciate terrible wording on plays. Thanks guys.
yeah, well they're doing their best to clean things up. I like it. So those are his 2 changes, and
Yep.
changing his kick to 3-6. When I play my rat catchers, he kicks half my goals anyhow, so even better.
Yeah, he's a goalie who doesn't stay near the goal.
Yeah, because he was super fast and he's all over the board.
Yeah.
And usually I would end up dishing the ball to him at some point to hold on to the ball. Because anybody who tries to take it and dodge away, he just gets right back in their face.
Yep.
Well, you do that and then you can Reverie and, well, he's scoring goals. So good on him.
Miasma.
Yeah, Miasma, they fixed So one of the problems with Ratcatcher's disease condition was that it screwed over the Ratcatchers more often than the enemy team
Yep.
because
They
disease
didn't have enough to clear their own garbage.
disease goes so amazingly with knockdown and fire, and those are things that there aren't a lot of in the Ratcatchers. So what they did was, instead of letting Miasma do a free come on, mate, or what is that now? Now it's called...
Salve.
yeah.
His
but-
ability is salve now.
Yeah. So instead of letting somebody do a free come on, mate, now friendlies that just activate within 6 inches of him get to remove 1 condition for free.
It's
so
huge.
that means... Yeah, it means like, oh, I'm no longer knocked down. I'm still diseased. I guess I don't care about that.
Yeah, it's that the ability to remove knockdown on the beginning of their turn is
Yeah.
incredibly powerful.
And that's like every friendly who starts within 6 inches of Miasma. So now Miasma just
yeah.
becomes the center of your board.
Yeah, Miasma becomes the guy who's the anchor of that, and all of the guys. So you can't preemptively knock anybody down so that they can't do what they need to do. Because, we all liked fighting fucking Bane thralls back in the day.
Oh gosh, wrong game. Oh no.
Free stand-ups. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good for them. They needed it. Like, otherwise they were some hot garbage.
Yeah.
Because if they got knocked down on fire, the chances are they were just fucking on their back like a turtle.
Well, I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Then
what's that Ralph quote?
Exactly.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
They were tripping over their own good stuff. It was really difficult to make them do what you wanted them to do.
Which is just sit there and drain the other team of momentum.
Right.
And they didn't do that really that well.
And when Steamforged created the team, they wanted the Rat Catchers to be a goal-scoring reinterpretation of the Morticians. So the way that everybody who played Rat Catchers would play them is try to set up enemy models for 4-point takeouts and take them out. So with that said, there's no more 4-point takeouts in Rat Catchers because they changed Snack Break to no longer give the bonus VP on a takeout. Now it just heals you for 6, which is actually pretty strong on Tough Hide models. Like, that's real good. I'm not sure. Actually,
Wendell
I forget
still
whether
sucks.
or not the dude has Tough Hide. I'm sure there's going to be so many changes to the indolent slacker, but that will come to us. Shitty Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh, so shitty Wolverine. HR buff and stuff. So we're not like so they're changing Snack Break to recover 6 hit points instead of 4, and no longer grant the bonus VP. And what else? Veteran Graves no longer has the character play for a bonus VP. They're just actually making him a stronger player rather than a setup for 4 VP takeout. They took that away and they said they're giving him close control. And then
that's ability that is good.
Yeah, that's a real good ability. And I think his defensive stats are 3-2. So,
yes, they are.
Yeah, 3-2 close control, pretty good. 3-2 close control, 2-inch melee, great.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what else he'll do. Hopefully he has good interaction with their mascots, because right now that mascot blows, but...
I mean, that mascot is the worst.
He's got such potential. It's just you need the influence for everyone else.
Yeah, that's the way this game goes.
Then,
is there any other things for him for this team?
Oh yeah,
the exhaustion.
Exhaustion. What was that about? Who was that on?
They haven't said.
Oh,
they didn't show Veteran Graves or Bonesaw's card.
Okay.
I thought it was Bonesaw exhaustion.
Each of those models cards.
Oh,
That's almost certainly on Veteran Graves. Yeah, exhaustion. Enemy models pay +1 momentum to declare a counterattack. So between that and the disease condition
and pay the
piper, they're really going to be trying to pound that momentum denial, or it's not even momentum denial, it's just
momentum theft,
momentum attrition.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fucked is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, get fucked. That's pretty much it. And speaking of get fucked, Bonesaw gets better. Gets an extra jog. Hey, he gets the...
he gets the free jog at the beginning of the turn.
Yeah, he gets the...
That'll definitely make him better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know how much everybody loves Bolt. Bolt would get so much more play on a team like Rat Catchers or Morticians.
And now they gave it to Bonesaw.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with Bonesaw's speed now, because it's hard to imagine a model being 6'8" with stamina. But
they want the games to go faster.
They do. They want it to be...
Now they might be like, guess what? The games go faster. Clocks are 30 minutes aside.
Oh gosh.
No.
Get wrecked, opponent. All right. That leads us to our foreshadowing on Skatha, which we do have a card now. And talk about faster. She's a 7'9" as opposed to a 5'7".
She was garbage slow before. Now she is super fast.
I used to rage on a weekly basis over the fact that they took everybody in Skatha's box and basically put a tax on their speed because Scatha had the fast ground
All for
placement.
buffs incoming, baby.
Oh, the Manimal. Maybe. We'll see.
All for buffs incoming. Can't
We'll
wait
see.
to actually play that model.
I don't want to have to put together that orc bullshit, but hey, we'll see.
You need to get yourself a house guest, son.
A house. Oh yeah, Dave has house guests.
Hey man, it's literally the barter system.
Yeah.
So we're doing it like it's 1776.
Excellent. Let me see.
It's a reach.
So what else they do with Scatha? So silly things like your snowball can now score a goal. It's only a 1-point goal, but you can score a goal with your snowball if you got nothing better to do.
But you can what's the word I'm looking for? With her snowball, you can now snapshot a 1-point VP. Here's my question. Does it count as a goal that ends the turn?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It ends it right then. So you can't just sit there and make balls and shoot them in the goal rapid fire.
It's once per turn, although that'd be fucking
That would be amazing.
Don't let Scatha get in.
She's just a howitzer.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Well, I was gonna say, like, can you pass 2 balls and get double goals? You can't.
No.
That'd be amazing, though.
No. You can't score 2 goals with her. They specifically call that out. They say, if you think you're going to get a 5-point activation, you're not.
No, but you can make a model dodge twice.
They made pretty much everything about her better. They made her speed better.
Blessing of the Moon Goddess being able to target herself and is now a double
dodge as opposed to, was it a single dodge before?
She essentially on 1 hit.
Yeah.
She has momentous tackle double dodge on 1, by the way, if she blesses herself with the Moon Goddess. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, you're talking about her momentous triple dodge on 1?
Yeah.
Momentous triple dodge or
non-momentous quadruple dodge on 2?
Or
it's like build your own. Where did they go?
You realize that, like, she lives the dream. Like, okay, if I could just flip to the back of her card really fast. Her Winter's Night ability says friendly models may add an additional dodge to their playbook result. You realize that she can base a 2-inch reach model, pop her legendary and her Blessing of the Moon Goddess on herself, tackle triple dodge out of a 2-inch melee model's range, kick a goal.
Yeah, that's possible.
The bullshit. What I'm seeing is they're like, we want these games to go faster, so they've cranked the bullshit up to 11 on a lot of these things.
Pretty much.
Is what they have. Because let's be real. She's got 5 tacks, so she's arguably hitting 2.
Uh-huh.
If she on a pin vice level bullshit turn, she could potentially be dodging 5 if she hits her 2 column. She goes 5 inches. She can dodge from person to person with the ball.
Truth. She can do that.
She could legitimately move 15 inches across the board.
Not quite that many, but she can get a lot. Because she has to buy
every single time.
Yeah, because Blessing is the next time it makes an attack, so you have to buy it each time. So the
first time she does at least her first time if she feats with that. Let me reread the legendary here a second. Yep, it's just all the time on her legendary. So on 1, she's minimally dodging twice or tackle dodge.
Also,
on 2, she's a minimum dodge of 3.
Let's pull up her old.
Kind of high.
She's like the only hunter that I don't have their playbook memorized because
I tried to play her. She just doesn't. She doesn't do shit right
now. I haven't even bothered assembling her. I was so excited for Box 2 of Hunters to come out, and when they did, I was like, oh, I guess I'm not even actually assembling any of these. Let's see. So, Scatha...
Cold Snap does 2 damage now, which is fantastic.
Yes, Cold Snap does 2 damage now. Other really cool thing, she's one of those models where they've gone in on their new design space of not requiring 1 damage on a 1, mm-hmm. So she can momentous tackle or momentous dodge on 1, which is great. Like...
It's everything you want on a striker.
Yeah. It's super great like that. There are a lot of things that will shut her down still. Like anybody who can push you 2 inches, a counterattack from that person.
This math gets way harder when you counter in the fact of Last Light or Blessing of the Sunfather.
Yeah, but realize that all of her dodges are tied to attacks. Like all of them. So if you can't attack somebody, you can't dodge. So if somebody pushes you out of attack range, she's shit out of luck.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with her, she definitely shouldn't. With the amount of dodgems she can possibly make, you're almost you're almost never going to get that counterattack.
Yeah.
And the fact that her speed is 7.9 is incredibly, incredibly high.
And the fact that she can essentially 5-inch dodge on the 2 column means that it's possible for her to bounce off of enemy models into unpredictable models.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So after that break point, let's see, where were we at?
Navigator time.
Were we doing Skatha?
We were.
Is there anything left to talk about with Skatha?
No, we covered it all.
I think so. She's still got Nature's Chill. She's still 8-footed. She's great. She'll be cool.
Maybe you'll actually play her.
Yeah, I'd be happy to play her. What else is there? Oh, they're doing the Free Cities draft. So we have 3 models with no stats other than a story.
3 players, yeah. 3 players and their specialties, right?
Like
a winger,
a goalie,
and a something else.
And a whatever. I don't know. There's a lot there. I'm a part of a Facebook group called the Union in Facebook. You probably have seen it, or you either, if you're aware of it, you know about it. And they're trying to figure out what votes to vote for. And one person's poll right now is, so we lost all of our players. Who should we fuck over? Who are we going to put in the wrong guild? So the current winner, I believe, the current winner that I saw this afternoon was Brewers.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, Veteran Decimate. Gotta even things out.
They'll even it out in their own way.
I mean, you guys, the Union only had like 20 different models to choose from.
Well, what we learned from the last time that there was one of these competitive campaigns is that everybody gets a cookie in the end. Everybody gets a new toy.
Everybody's gonna get something, except for the Alchemist, because fuck us apparently.
You got new Calculus last time,
but we could have gotten Harriet and not.
You could have gotten Harriet Calculus, and who's to say what she would have been like? The thing is, when we compete for the models, they don't have stat lines.
Well, what's funny is they obviously wanted it to go a certain way, and then they were like, "Nope, we're gonna fourth wall this shit and just give people to who we want." Because
the Mortician thing, that was flavorful.
And Hunters.
Yeah, that was fun.
Fuck you, we're gonna break the fourth wall and we're gonna just do what we want because you guys aren't doing what we want.
Hey, that's Obulus. That's that's him. So
that was them saying, "Hey, you know what? We like the Deadpool movie, so we're going to use some of that."
They specifically said that. It was a joy. So
I don't know.
It doesn't really matter who gets who.
I just want
have some fun.
Yeah.
I want a model. I'm going to be playing my games for Alchemists. I'm going to be recording those, and we either need another striker, like somebody who does real good with it. Because, I mean, everything's going to get reworked anyway.
Yeah, they're redoing Alchemists entirely, so don't...
whatever.
Yeah, it's impossible to tell what Alchemists need.
I don't know.
Considering they haven't previewed any of them yet.
No.
I'm assuming they're going to be last. But, I mean, right now they could use either another striker, like the girl Edge today. Apparently she's a striker with the flavor that you could read in between the lines of basically having, like, where'd they go.
Super dodgy.
Super dodgy, possibly where'd they go. Or they just need to give us another Bash Brother for Catalyst. That'd be great. I would like another Fight Man.
See, the way I look at it is they will build that player around the team they're going into.
Yeah.
So, maybe it looks like it's that player's going to get where they go, but if they're on a team where that wouldn't be fitting, they'd give that model agility instead for just a 2-inch dodge instead of a 4-inch dodge.
I mean acrobatic?
So, acrobatic, thank you. Too many A words in this game.
As long as we don't get another shitty Venom, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. So Venom might be
awesome.
Yeah,
Who
he
knows?
might be super awesome villains forever.
I can't wait to eat my words in 2 months and be like, Venom is the best!
It's a pass! So.
Oh, brother. But, so those are those models.
You were merely born in the cloud of smoke.
He vapes every day, bro.
Yeah, I do love that the Alchemist team just vapes everywhere. I do have a Painted Alchemist squad. I will start using them.
He says, with his hunters still in pieces, being the first team that he bought.
Yep.
Unassembled, unpainted, unprimed.
I've assembled every player on that team that I use. I just do not use the second box.
So what you're saying is you don't play any hunters ever.
Oh, I said assembled, not paint.
I've not seen you play hunters since you had the paper dolls.
No, I played my metal hunters while I was painting my engineers.
I don't recall that.
Fair enough. So, enough about the ancient past.
The future is the Navigators.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jesse and I played a game that we recorded that will one day be edited.
Maybe.
We have hopes.
Eventually.
I mean, I really want to. Like, it might just not happen. Because lo and behold, like, one of the deadly sins we Jesse and I hold to is sloth. And sometimes we just don't.
I mean, it's also like 3 hours of video.
We just gotta hack it apart.
We have to speed up, and I don't have a program to speed it up right now.
Oh, well, we have to get that. Like, I don't know. That's like logistics and time. Mm-hmm. And probably going to require Dave's credit card again.
I mean, if people want to PayPal me money to help pay for programs, please feel free.
Welcome to our Patreon.
Nah.
We don't have a Patreon yet.
We don't have the fan base for a Patreon.
I don't know if we have a fan base other than Jasper. So.
See, sloth is the deadly sin which I am least acquainted with because it gets in the way of the other 6.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. So, anyways, we did a Navigators game. We played the Navigators. I played my
Hunter
Falconers into the Jesse's Navigators that we proxied.
Yeah.
It went interestingly. The Hunters were able to kill some people pretty good.
That's pretty much what they did.
They were able to kill the Navigators. The Navigators got some goals, but in the end I was able to murder them.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the standouts that I remember in that game, Azimuth was an asshole.
Yes.
He gave me a fit.
I think Windfinder kind of crashed your hopes and dreams.
Windfinder wrecked a turn for me.
Azimuth is their big dude, right?
Azimuth's their gladiator.
Yeah.
But let's go over each of them. This is our official Navigators review for their entire team. So let's just go down the line here. Their captain is Windfinder. If you guys are listening along and want to bring up your app, that's great because we're not going to tell you everything she does. Mm-hmm. Let's just say that I Spy with her Stormwind ability.
Oh, amazing!
Because here's the thing, folks. Precise calculation says this model may reroll any number of dice during its attacks and kicks. So if you get I Spied, +2 attack means that, like, on a lot of these models, they don't have a lot of attacks, so when you can actually get up into the range where you need, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I had never noticed that precise calculations was only attacks, so it doesn't work on character plays. So you don't get bonus dice when trying to I Spy, but I guess you don't need it because it just 2 dice, 3 with a bonus time is enough to hit most models.
I Spy wrecked my day.
Yes.
Because precise calculations, being able to reroll. I mean, the Hunters don't have the highest defense.
No.
But when, the misses were piling on and he's able to reroll them, like, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
That was really bad. Full speed of head was pretty good.
Yeah.
I
used it once or twice.
It wrecked my day.
Yeah.
Perfect Course was amazing.
Yeah, I could see every turn just giving her 4 influence, 2 to I Spy, 2 to full speed ahead.
Yeah.
Because she herself like, they didn't give her a playbook that really explodes for taking the ball and getting away. Her kick is good. She's essentially a 4.8.
Yeah.
Bonus times up to 6.8. That's great. I mean, she's a 2.8 with rerolls. All I know about rerolls in games is that rerolls usually break games, but
let me tell you how useful those rerolls were.
Your dice were hot garbage.
They were rolling really bad.
I think you stopped playing to go buy more dice at that point.
I honestly probably walked away to buy another brick of dice.
I think you did. I think that was legitimately what you did.
And it helps for a second, but the precise calculations made
especially when I reminded you to do it, and then you would re-roll your whatever into good, and then I would cry about it.
Yeah.
But then I would murder a guy.
I mean, so all the Navigators, they're pretty fragile, and hunters throw down conditions. Mm-hmm. They can't handle those conditions.
They really couldn't. The thing about the Navigators I've noticed is there's a lot of not access to momentum.
Yeah.
They have the reverse Mason's effect, which I think in actual play really fucks them over.
So what we talked about...
because all their momentum starts on the second column, it looks
Third
like.
column. Most of them is...
Fourth for... Whoa, Azimuth on the fourth goddamn column.
Let's just go ahead and talk about Azimuth.
Okay.
Azimuth was really fucking difficult to deal with.
Yes.
And he's annoying.
Oh, wow, third. Oh.
The issue is, I had him in a scrum with some of his characters, where a lot of the hunters have 1-inch melee. Mm-hmm. So I could hit them, they couldn't hit me, so I'm not losing any dice because of it. But the issue that I had was, I'd be rolling dice and trying to hit stuff, and even with the rerolls, was not getting that fourth column. I was not hitting any momentum.
Yeah, he was...
I legitimately needed the momentum to score a goal.
And he wasn't able to get him.
Trying to hit. I'm throwing all the attacks just on the easiest target. I cannot hit momentum.
Yeah, the idea of the rerolls is a great idea. I really feel like the momentum starvation of the team could be a really if these guys go into rat catchers or blacksmiths, I think they're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Rat catchers with the new rat catchers that are retooled. I don't know if any of the Navigators are going to get retooled in Season 4. I'm assuming these were pretty done. But I don't... Blacksmiths have a ton of armor.
Yeah.
And these guys don't have a lot of attack.
No. Yeah. Reroll your attack 4 all you want. This model's a 2-3.
Anvil's coming to play this time, guys!
Yeah. This model's a 2-3. Get wrecked.
Yeah, they have a couple of 2 and 3 armor guys. So, I mean, on TAC 4 models, you're kind of in trouble. Especially when you don't have any momentous results on 1.
Yeah.
That being said, Gladiator poised and close control meant that if he had the ball, I was kind of in trouble. It really fucked my day when he did have the ball on that second turn because I couldn't do anything about it. Really.
No. 2-inch.
I killed him is what I did, but it was hard.
See, he's a model where they don't gimp his TAC stat.
No.
They put it at TAC 6, so... Yeah, TAC 6 with rerolls... That's pretty good.
He's tackling and knocking you the fuck down.
3 hits against a defense 5 character.
I mean, the one turn I was talking about, it was literally I'm gonna roll to hit you. Okay, knock you down. Roll to hit you. I guess I have to net you, or no, I think I did net you.
The best things you got were the netted
and disarm.
Yeah, you couldn't get into the fourth column.
Yeah, I was hitting that column every single time. Could not hit past that.
Yeah, the momentum starvation that game is what killed you.
Yeah. He's going to get that knockdown on every stat line I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, he's good. The Navigators just the constant theme will be the Navigators don't have a great access to momentum. Now, their next model, Ebb, let's see, what did he do?
He pissed you off.
Oh, what did he do? Oh, he's the guy who says you can't do more than 2 damage to him. So I remember I put a Harrier down and then fucking kicked myself. I was like, what's it? The model was represented by, I think, a Lego minifigure or something.
No, I think was Alloy.
Yeah, so I didn't know what any of the models did. I was looking him up and I'm like, all right, Momentous 4. You're like, all right. Momentous 4, alright. Isn't he dead? No, he only takes 2 damage. I'm like, oh fuck, and he in a potato shoe.
It just starts spouting gibberish and swear words.
I did!
Yeah, maybe that's...
J-Car can kill him under normal circumstances.
Maybe that's how you win the game, is you frustrate your opponent into submission.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
And while they're pissed off and not looking, you manipulate your momentum.
All I will say is Smooth the Way has the potentiality to be fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just a few minutes ago, I said that I feel like rerolls in games tend to break those games, but they do have such poor access to momentum as I look through.
He does have Sprung a Leak, which is a great AoE. It's a fantastic AoE. Like I remember that being a problem.
I use it multiple times.
It was bad. I mean, the 2 damage is good, and -1 armor on a hunter's already 3 armor is terrible.
Yeah.
So he's a great utility figure.
Yes.
He's got True Path.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that other what is it?
Blessings of Old.
He's got Blessings of Old, which is fine. Does 2 damage. He's got with Smooth the Way and True Path. It basically says that thing in front of you doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have a clear line. You can go. It's ridiculous.
So it's interesting. He's a model where they want him to essentially take way more resources than normal to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next model, Horizon. Horizon is essentially, well, sure, you can kill him, but you can kill him for almost no resources, but it's only really worth half a kill, and when he comes back, it's worse than when you did kill him.
Yep. Good old Han Solo.
Yeah.
Horizon.
Maybe this team, like the mobility on this team is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So maybe all they ever do is go second, get a momentum for going second, steal the ball and kick a goal with that momentum, and then just avoid getting killed like the rest of the turn.
It's very possible. Each one of these guys has something, real weird shtick, like stellar navigation on Horizon, a 5-inch dodge at the beginning of its turn.
Yeah.
Essentially making him a 9/11. Essentially making him a 9-inch move, 11-inch run. If you want to get specific on how far he can go, but a 5-inch dodge. I mean, if he starts the turn near where the ball is. Mm-hmm. He can attack, get the ball on the tackle of 1, dodge 5 inches, sprint, get a goal. Like,
I just noticed
what he can do.
I just noticed they gave him Unexpected Arrival, which I think is really flavorful for him to get Unexpected Arrival when he can come in on the opponent's side of the board.
Yeah.
Good flavor job there.
Surprise, motherfuckers.
Yeah, surprise, I'm here to push you 4 inches. Yeah, he's just super long distance. Who do we skip? We skip Fathom.
We skip Fathom. She's
another super long distance model.
She's got Smelling Salts and Acrobatic. She's a 5'8". She has an 18-inch kick threat.
I mean, that's just with the front of her card. The back of her card has an extra 4-inch dodge on a heroic play. Yeah. So,
oh, fuck.
Yeah. she's got everywhere.
Footage. She's linked. I mean, it could be good.
Yeah. You just got to get to that 3 column to get momentum, brah.
Well,
she's 4, get to 3.
Angel. Oh, I forgot. This team can take models from the fucking fisherman.
They can take Angel and they can take Siren.
Yeah, like Angel.
Siren is sick.
Angel is legit. I think Angel might be legitimately an automatic take in this team because she's a legitimate striker.
Yeah.
So I think with that kind of support, like you could make Angel real good. I mean, barring the changes that may or may not come to her, she's got Super Shot on her already ridiculous stat line.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So I feel like that's pretty good. And the fact that you could Fathom is she could Smelling Salts Angel, who is knocked down or fucked up. Then she could Wave Runner to get closer to the ball or pick it up. She can also Acrobatics move. She can do a lot of things.
Oh, Fathom? Yeah.
Yeah, she can do a lot of things.
She has Linked Angel. I don't know whether or not being linked Angel is good enough to take Angel with these folks.
I mean, I think
I'm sure Angel's going to change.
Are you sure? Because she's real good.
See, she's a model that almost no fisherman players play.
Which is ironic because she's real good at like scoring the ball.
She's good at scoring the ball, but she's not good at taking the ball and getting away with it. And that's like the test of a really good striker. Like, sure, you dish her the ball, she can score a goal, but you can say that about anybody on this team and almost anybody on the fishermen.
I definitely see where it could go, though.
Yeah.
You would use her as a linked activation. You dish her the ball, Angel immediately scores the goal from far away.
Right.
It's a legitimate play.
What I look at maybe being the reason to take Angel in this team is because Angel has momentum on the first and second column, and nobody on the Navigators does.
Ding.
Yep.
That might be it, but for that, I mean, for a long time, I thought Siren was the best squatty in the game. And you can take Siren on this team. I no longer think that Siren is the best squatty in the game, but I do think she's up in the top 5.
And she'll probably get changed, but she's still good. Like, you can still take Siren in this team, and it's still good.
She can lure enemy models out of position, seduce them to get the ball, or... There's a way to get momentum, is seduce an enemy model into taking a swing and then take a momentous result with the enemy model swing.
Funny.
Yeah.
That would do it. Stuff like that will get you there. Because she always had just all the tech that just shits all over everything. Because she's one of those charmed male 4-0s that's actually a 5-0 against like most models in the game, and beautiful. So she's a lot like the new Snakeskin, but I should say the new Snakeskin is a lot like Siren, but yeah, beautiful. So your ranged character plays are just not worth taking toward her, and charmed male. Like, Siren's good. Siren's always been good. Siren's real good. She was so good that they nerfed her, and she's still really good. She's hitting whatever she wants on a charge because her playbook's only 3 long. Yeah, she's one of those models that'll just rip the ball off things and score you goals.
I definitely feel like they've got some nice potential. I just don't know.
Holy crap! And you can send her from downtown with the character play off of Wayfinder, the full speed ahead. +0/+2 move and a free charge.
You mean she's a 7-11?
No, she's a 9-11. And then a 2-inch threat range, so she's a 11-13 threat. Well, she's charging.
Wait.
Siren's a 7-9.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So she's a 7-11.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, that's really far. And then a 2-inch threat, so 9-13. Well, she's charging, so she's going to be a 13-inch charge.
Pretty good.
Yeah, super large.
I ain't mad about that.
Long. Yeah, real good. And... she was busted when you could give her 4 influence, so now instead of 4 influence, she gets a free charge, which is even better. But it takes a little bit of setup.
Right.
So
it's not bad. Their last model is Wander the Seagull.
Yep.
Albatross.
He's got Glide, which is not bad. He's pretty fast.
5'10".
He does nothing else that's amazing other than he's at the flying rule. He's got About Their Necks, which is annoying.
Oh, that was so much fun.
I thought
that's how you know it's an albatross.
Yep.
So
the sculpt, but
I mean, I thought it was a seagull, and then I was going to be able to, have a bad lip reading every time.
No.
Seagull, stop it now.
No.
No.
Nope.
Sometimes.
Nope.
They're going to poke at your head.
Nope.
Come on.
No.
Stop it.
I'm full of bad jokes.
It's clearly it's a reference to one of those things they make us read in high school. Mm-hmm. Also a super kick-ass Iron Maiden song. There's like 3 Iron Maiden songs that go with this team, which sort of makes me want to play them. But yeah, About Their Necks is the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The dude, after they kill the albatross, the guy has to wear it around his neck as like a medallion as punishment.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what how it went. But What will Wander do for the team? Hey, guess what? Glide, target-friendly model may make a 4-inch dodge towards it. So your models that could move half the board, well, now they can move half the board plus 4 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
He's pretty good. He's pretty decent.
Hey, has momentous result on 2.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, a dodge on momentous dodge on 2. There you go.
He's
Wander, best model on team.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. I think Wander is like right in the middle of the pack for mascots, and that's a good place.
He's fine. Worst case scenario, he's gonna fly over to somebody, give a crowd out or gang.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the worst case scenario. In review, like we've only played him once. I'm sure John and a couple other people are at the shop are gonna play him. I would love to play them more. I feel like they're just a crazier go nuts version of the fish, with just more extremes.
They're fish without the 2-inch melee, but with
rerolls.
With rerolls and an extra 5 inches of threat, like across the board.
Yeah,
it's
pretty ridiculous. It's definitely one of those teams that's going to take you by surprise if you're not prepared for the bullshit. If you don't know what's going to happen in each if you don't know what's going to happen, each activation you go into, and you're not prepared to shut down whatever they're going to do to you, it's going to be bad news.
I'm starting to wonder if they just live and die by the charge. Give 2 influence to every model and just charge everybody
and just
bounce off, dodge off. Yeah, bounce off, dodge off, get back to safety, get some momentum.
You do get a bunch of dice that way.
Yeah.
Could be good.
You need to re-roll them all.
Yeah.
You did with Azimuth, and he was a dick. That was only 13 with the I Spy and the crowd out.
Only.
It's
good times.
They're cool. Again, they'll be a good addition to the game. How do you feel overall, Jess?
Like I said, they're still a little fragile for me. Only played them the once, and took a lot of time to read the cards and try to figure out what they do and what I can do in certain cases. Mm-hmm. So that definitely drug the game along. I'm gonna get them because of faction ADD.
You have fishermen.
I do.
You
Eventually, they'll be painted on bases whenever those bases come in.
Those bases that are coming from Somalia or something?
No, they're coming from England. They just had to replace their vacuum machine for the casting because it blew up.
Oh, good job, guys.
Yeah, they said they started shipping out the first orders in July.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting on a shipping email.
Oh, great. That's good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I hope those come eventually.
Maybe by next year.
2019, baby.
It's funny how scenic bases will make you want a team.
Yeah.
I've done that on occasion where I'm like, oh, this team would be so amazing if I could put them on these sewer bases or these other things.
The only bases that I got special ever were super large bases when I was modding some of the stuff for War Machine. There's some cool shit what is it, Broken Egg and Broken Token, and there's a couple other shops that go to Adepticon that I will forget the name of them, even though I'm trying to plug them for no reason.
Yeah,
they make some cool shit. There's some, if you want to make some cool shit on your bases, there's some companies out there that'll do it.
There's so much secondary market on that, or excuse me, secondary market isn't the right term.
So many options for you.
Yeah, so many options. Third-party suppliers,
yeah,
third-party suppliers. So it's you want awesome bases. There are sculptors out there who have made 3 different styles of the flavor that you're after.
Oh, yeah.
It's really kind of a nice feature of gaming.
But yeah, the Guild Ball team that they're coming out with, it's going to come out in January for this team? Got pushed back?
Is that when the pushback was? Wow.
What, the Navigators?
Yeah, didn't they come back in January?
I think they said between November and December.
So January?
Yeah. I think the pushback to January is for the cooks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Everything's getting shoved around.
I'm gonna take the idea of basically every other game company I support, which is, you set a date, let's add some time to that.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I've learned from Fantasy Flight Games, WizKids, GW, and everyone else. everything's delayed.
Yeah.
Well, with these guys, they were on top of it, and then their QA started getting bad. So when the quality assurance went downhill, they just kind of pumped the brakes and said, "Hey, let's reel it in, start making better product,
I can't fault them for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that hurts, right? Because they're only making money when they're selling stuff. So I'm glad that they're doing it for our
benefit.
Yeah, I mean, it's our benefit. It is their benefit in the sense that if they're putting out crap product, nobody will buy it, or everybody will want returns on the models that are messed.
They only make so many models, so if a bunch of them are bad, it's that. If 30% of your models are bad, that's bad.
Oh yeah,
because they don't. It's not like they have a giant line like Privateer Press or G-Dubs.
Right.
Where if one model comes out shit, well, there's like 400 others.
Yeah.
Like they only have so many. So if in a box of 6 to 8 men, if 2 of them suck, that's too many.
So right there, we talked about the Navigators in 20 minutes after spending an hour and a half talking about models that we actually care about.
I mean, it's not that we don't care about the Navigators, it's that none of us have a lot of vested interest in this team.
We're not that interested, and it's so hard to predict how they play.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the Falconers were going to play different than I did, and it turns out they are like 50% the same as how I thought they were going to play. Realistically, I've only played the Falconers as the Falconers probably 3 times. And I've played them with the Hunters the rest of the time.
Right. I mean, the Falconers really boost the power level on the Hunters. The Falconers by themselves do some gimmicky stuff. And, you get Falcon punched. Mm-hmm. You get Falcon punched, you're going to lose the game. Don't get Falcon punched.
Yeah, I think John got Falcon punched.
Yeah.
And that was the only time he got Falcon punched that game, was the time he got Falcon punched and died.
Mm-hmm. So.
Because there were many layers on that onion that got peeled back on his guys.
Here's an AoE.
Here's another one.
Here's another one. You're in it. You're in danger.
Dead.
Punch!
Yeah.
So I'm in a situation where I only play one of the teams that I own. Sometimes a second or third.
How many teams do you own, Chris?
Okay. I own a full Brewers lineup, full Engineers lineup, full Alchemist lineup, full Hunters lineup.
You have 4 teams.
Oh, I do. Oh, full Blacksmiths lineup.
Do you own 2-player starters, so you own half of the Masons.
Oh, I've never opened that. I may as well just use it for kindling. I mean, what's it worth these days?
Not much. They gave them away for free to Defticon.
I might give it away for free at one of our tournaments, but, I bet nobody will take it because everybody owns one.
That's very true.
When that kickoff box came out, I was super excited, and I think they did a good job on that thing because the models look good and it was an exceptional value. Now, there's just so many of them out there. Doesn't matter. Let's see here. My teams are Engineers, Blacksmiths, Brewers, Hunters, Engineers. Oh, the Alchemist that I just picked up. And I do have a Rat Catcher's box. I might try to get rid of that. I had picked those up just because I thought nobody would buy them. And lo and behold, they sold out at the shop. So then I'm like, well, all right.
I mean, all the new PVC boxes sold out. Farmers, Blacksmiths came out. When they came out in the shop, everybody bought them.
Yep.
And the Rat Catchers came out, everybody bought them.
The only thing that sits on the shelf is the Seasoned Brisket box. Because it's an entire repack except for the lion, mm-hmm. and the shop just ordered too many of those. So,
I mean, they released all those models prior to that box coming out. Like, if they had never released Grace and Benediction separate, like that box might have gotten bought.
But I do think the ease of the complete ease of using a fully assembled 6-person box is probably the reason that they're just selling out every time the shop gets 5 copies. They just sell out because people are like, oh yeah, that looks fun, and it's only $50 or $60 for these models that I can just drop on the table and start playing.
Yeah.
Like
You can buy the game on an impulse buy, open it at the store, put it on the table that's right next to where you bought the thing from, and play your game.
Yeah.
It's the best idea for getting the game played because you can play it immediately. You don't have to spend, like I said, 1 to 7 hours assembling your models and taking them home.
Yep.
How many times have you seen a person for a different game for a name redacted company where they're like, this model is amazing. I'm going to have fun building it and painting it over the next 2 months.
Yeah.
And then and then you never see that again. Whereas people were, the day of the release of these models for falconers and blacksmiths, were buying them and then were immediately integrating them with their team that day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge sales pitch for them. Buy our stuff, play today.
And I will say they're pissing a little bit of that out the window because going forward from the cooks, teams will no longer have cards in the box. And I think that's a mistake, but I mean, I won't whine about it too much because the cards are free online. You can either look at them as a PDF or get an application or print them or get them from a printing service. But that ability to open the box, drop stuff on the table, and play right away is slightly nerfed because they're getting rid of the cards in the boxes.
I appreciate cards in boxes. I'm probably still going to order cards because I like being able to look at my sheet and mark them with a marker.
Yeah, cards are great.
I don't own like an iPad, and my phone is fine, but I like to be able to just look at my stuff. I don't want to like swipe through and see all the stats. I just want to look at my card, or I'm going to pass my thing across the table and people are like, let me see your shit.
Yeah.
I want to look at my cards. I want to look at my opponent's cards. I don't want to hold my opponent's phone and be like, here's a $600 item that you were just holding while you were taking a shit.
That's true. It's true. I don't want to touch your grody phone.
Yeah, right? So
He was already handling an iPad.
He has your he has your herpes.
I handled Jesse's iPad earlier.
It's true.
Look,
It's true.
everybody who's been in this house has Jesse's herpes. It's fine.
It's all right. I mean, I don't hate.
Don't hate. Intramural sports, participate.
Yeah.
Integrate.
Yeah, whatever. So, Guild Ball's future looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited for Season 4. It's
Season
going to be
4 is
rad.
going to be pretty dope. You're going to be the frontline coverage at SteamCon America
I'll do
down
what I
in
can.
Nashville.
I'll do what I can.
Get to sign you up for Twitter or something. Or just have you use Twitter.
I think I've got an account and I have 1 follower. I've got an Instagram account. I could link that somehow.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I have time now. I might, due to changes in Dave's life, I don't have any reason not to go to SteamCon USA now.
Yeah, go to SteamCon, get some barbecue. It'll be fun. I think they probably have decent barbecue in Nashville. Then again, maybe I'll just spend all week eating Nashville Hot Chicken. Like, that would be... Just go place to place. Be like, give me your best hot chicken.
I mean, I'm assuming that's what they're known for down there.
Well, one of the things. They're known for a lot of stuff, and I'm sure all the food's good.
I try
it's gonna
not
be a
to
big
go below
city.
Columbus, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it gets weird down there.
Yeah.
You cross a certain point in Ohio and you start hearing like the banjo music from Deliverance.
Once you go south of Route 71, and it's like you've left civilization and stumbled onto the set for Hee Haw.
Look, our buddy Brian grew up in Washington Courthouse, Jeffersonville, Chillicothe area, and the stories he could tell you would A, not surprise you, but B, probably put you some terror. I'm just saying, like, if we could give Cincinnati back to Kentucky, I would let it happen. Sorry for all of our Cincinnati listeners that are now pissed
You
at
know,
me,
I
but
certainly love a lot of
you
people
know
in
what
Cincinnati.
you did.
Yeah, Cincinnati, you do know.
You know.
All the pieces of batshit insane legislation that go into the Ohio State House originate in Cincinnati.
Oh, I'm
true.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, brother. Man, this is getting edited out.
Yeah.
Yay,
Maybe.
politics.
I may as well say, like, it was one of those regulations on, like, strippers have to be 6 feet from customers. Like, that came out of Cincinnati.
Of course it
The
does.
home of fucking Hustler, right?
Yes.
Like, conservatism and pornography are like this. They're secret,
joined.
super secret pony best friends.
Joined at the tip.
Joined at the tip. Oh, man. That's
Getting edited.
Can't wait for that Chinese finger trap.
Oh, man.
There's got to be porn about those.
I'm sure there is. Oh,
Yeah.
what? Rule 34, baby.
Yeah, Rule 34. You know it's out there.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's probably not the porn you want to look at.
No,
I'm guessing what's in those finger traps, and it's not fingers.
Hey, you know Nashville Hot Chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had it at KFC or something.
It's KFC's Nashville Hot Chicken.
It's good.
Is pretty okay.
It's good.
I hadn't gone to KFC until my last job, and I can tell you right now, I hadn't had KFC in probably over a decade. Better than I remember it.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I went there for the first time in maybe 5 years about a month ago. And I got a Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich, got a golden. Woo!
Tangy.
Woo! Georgia Gold!
Yeah.
This is not Ric Flair.
No.
God, I love that commercial.
No.
Southpaw Regional Wrestling. One of the greatest parodies of itself ever. No,
So,
Georgia Gold is good. I don't think it's as good as the Nashville Hot.
Not even as
But
close.
Georgia Gold is still tasty.
It's going to be good for anybody who's like, I can't handle spice. And for what it's worth, like, for even people who can handle spice, Nashville Hot is kind of spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a level above any hot sauce from Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah. It's hotter than the hot at Chipotle. It's
Yeah.
hotter than the spicy chicken at Wendy's. For
and it's
perspective,
cool. There's lots of places around town that have started doing that. Like I can go to some hipster bullshit that I love and order a Nashville Hot Chicken sandwich or a Nashville Hot Chicken platter, and like they'll just make their own really nice fried chicken and throw that shit in hot oil and serve it with some pickles, and that's the way to go.
The fat person inside me loves it because it's fucking delicious. It's
Yeah.
terrible for you, but it's delicious.
Well, it's not an everyday meal.
I mean,
Until we're in Nashville.
you say that.
Yeah.
I would like to go to SteamCon US. If everything is fair and I can make it happen, I would go there. It's a bit of a hike. It's like 6 to 7 hours to get there.
It's fine. We'll get there.
I mean, yeah, we'll get there. I don't know if there's hotels left. Space.
I'm sure there are.
There's always
Nashville's a
hotels
huge. Yeah, Nashville is huge.
Yeah.
We'll find a hotel or an Airbnb. Maybe we'll stop on the way at one of the myriad of cities strewn across Route 71.
We could stop in Louisville and get Jim Cornette's autograph.
Columbus, Cincinnati, Louisville.
Yeah.
Louisville, Nashville.
He'll yell at us for doing stupid, goofy shit.
Let's do goofy shit.
SteamCon US, pretty cool. Not going to SteamCon UK.
No.
Although I could, if I knew what the date was for that earlier next year, I could make it happen because I do want to go visit that area of the world.
Yeah, it might be nice to do some foreign travel in a place that speaks the same language,
Yeah.
only funny and dumb.
That pretty much wraps up our Guild Ball stuff this week. If you're wondering where HeroClix is, we were going to talk about it, but everything went wrong, everything went long, and Jesse's going to have a hell of a piece to chop and edit. So instead of doing everything that we're doing this week, we're going to add all the HeroClix stuff into one big HeroClix thing because Battle World is coming. I'm mildly interested because there's cool characters in this set that I care about, and I actually probably even want to go back and read the books if I can find them.
You just gotta look up Secret Wars.
Yeah, there's some trades that I can get, but, there's some Captain Marvels. There's 2 Captain Marvels! I told you it was going to be an alternate Prime.
Well, I didn't ever disagree.
Are they modeled after the actress who's playing?
They're not, no.
They're not, but it's an alternate universe type deal, but there's a figure, and then there's the alternate figure at that slot, and they're both Captain Marvel, but one is Captain Marvel as a vampire, and one is Captain Marvel as a spider person.
Yes.
It's weird.
I see.
Doom did it with magic.
Okay.
Just realized that.
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom did it with magic.
Doctor Doom was God.
Yeah.
Cool.
Doom reshaped the world, and this is what happens. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun going over everything for the Guild Ball pre-releases and new spoilers. We'll be going over all the HeroClix news in another cast that we're going to be doing coming up. So episode, whatever this one is, +1, we'll lump all the new Battle World stuff together, and we'll do a bigger review the next time. So for any of you who are looking forward to HeroClix stuff, sorry, we'll get you on the next comeback around. I want to thank Chris for hanging out with us and bullshitting over all of the Guild Ball stuff. It was great to have him here again. I look forward to doing the Cooks review when we can all bitch about how much we will continue to hate butchers.
You're welcome. It was a lot of fun.
So for myself here, I've been Dave.
I'm Jesse.
And Chris.
I continue to be Chris.
And we'll see you next time.
You can find the Pusher Pass podcast at pusherpass.wordpress.com, Instagram.com/pusherpass, Facebook.com/pusherpass, or on Twitter @pusherpass. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.